Also, guys, it is Brandon from Two Piece Mandem Talks Football. Make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let's get straight into this, right? We're in relegation form. This is relegation form. Our defence is an absolute disgrace. This is the day after we got pumped 3-0 against Everton away. That is officially 12 goals conceded in 4 games. Ladies and gentlemen, let me repeat that. 12 goals conceded in 4 games. 4 games, ladies and gentlemen. We've conceded 12 goals. Like, I cannot tell you how bad that is from 1 to 10. In fact, I can tell you how bad that is from 1 to 10. That is a 12. No, sorry, not 12. 15. That is horrendous. Considering we've spent over 2 billion on this team and this project, we've conceded 12 goals in 4 games. 12 goals in 4 games. Now, we have to look at the defence and we have to look at the goalkeeper. Listen, right? Because the defence, they're obviously there to defend, stop goals going in the net, stop allowing the players to basically shoot and everything like that. Whereas the goalkeeper, he's the last line of defence. He's basically there as shot stopping, bruv. It is just so dark. It is so bad, ladies and gentlemen. And I didn't even get into the analytical side of things or the stats of things because I was that pissed. I was that pissed off yesterday. So let's just get straight into it. Now, we play a back four of Gusto, Fofana, Hato, and Cucurella. Now, we obviously can't play Trevor Chalobah. He's out for 6 weeks with an ankle injury that he suffered at PSG in the Champions League at the Bridge. Reece James, hamstring injury, cannot play. Those are basically our two best defenders. When you basically think about it, there are 2 best defenders. And when they're out, the team just gets worse. It's just simple as that. The team is just worse without them. Even with them, it was still quite bad. But when they're not there and they're not on the pitch and the influence isn't there, then it just gets worse. Hato, who really plays at centre-back, he had an absolute shock of a game. Wesley Fofana was basically one of the worst centre-backs out of the 4. He was the worst centre-back out of the 2. Between him and Hato, he was basically the worst. Wesley Fofana, I haven't actually made a video about him and I haven't actually talked about him. But let's just talk about Wesley Fofana. Wesley Fofana has basically just been awful. He has been terrible. Let's call it for what it is. When he was injured for like a season, I was thinking to myself, flipping heck, how on earth are we going to cope? Like, we paid, I think, 70, 80 million when he's at Leicester. He was a great centre-back. And now his worth has gone down to a transfer of 24 million. That's his value, ladies and gentlemen. 25 years old, and he has been absolutely woeful for this club. Let's call it for what it is. He has been woeful. He hasn't been great whatsoever for this club, right? He hasn't played well in any stretch of the imagination. We even look at the ratings here. 6.2 against Everton. He didn't play against PSG. 6.6 against Newcastle. Paris Saint-Germain, 4.7. 6.7 against Villa. 6.8 against Burnley. Hull, a 7.8. A 6.7 against Leeds. A 6.8 against Arsenal. And a 7.4 against Wolves. So you're basically telling me out of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Out of the 9 games that you've played at centre-back for Chelsea Football Club, you've only had 2 decent games. And I'm not saying it's just him. I'm not just picking on Wesley Fofana as well. We do have other backups as well who are probably as worse. Sorry, not probably. Who are worse than Wesley Fofana, right? Who are worse. We've got Buddy, Schilt and Tosin who are absolute horror as well. But let me just finish talking about Wesley Fofana first. Wesley Fofana, I cannot lie. You have not been great whatsoever, bruv. Like, let's call it for what it is. Your time at Chelsea has not been great. Your contract is up until 2029, so you've got 3 years left. Right now, your defensive capabilities are not looking great. Let's talk about the second goal with Beto, because that's the one that I basically seen. So when Guy somehow won the ball between Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella, which he shouldn't have won in the first place, I don't know how on earth he even won that ball. Yeah, that should have been playing between Enzo Fernandez and Cucurella. I think there was hesitation between the two, but then that shows lack of communication between your midfielder and your left back. Either one of you should have got that ball. There's no way Guy and Gay, I think his name's Gay or Guy or whatever his name is, should have got that ball. There's no way. there was a 10 to 20% chance of him getting that ball. We should have won that. But anyway, he wins the ball. He's running high up the pitch. He slides it through to Beto. Wesley Fofana, your defensive positioning is actually quite awful. You have to get closer to Beto. So you close him down so he doesn't get a shot off. You're at a distance. As you're coming in, you're here. You have to be at least here. You have to put some form of pressure on Beto. So therefore, if he shoots, at least you get a block in. You have to be closer. At that angle, when you shoot, he's more likely to score. You have to close him down quicker. You have to be quicker there. That is poor defensive positioning, bro. Like, let's call it for what it is. It is absolutely poor defensive positioning. Right? And that shot goes through. Now let me go on about Robert Sanchez. Robert Sanchez, you have to save that. That's right at you, brother. That shot is right at you. It goes through your legs. It shouldn't go through your legs. You have to save that. Your distribution, it isn't great. Right? But we rate you for your shot stopping. That there was not good, bro. Your shot stopping was absolutely woeful. It was woeful. Let's call it for what it is. It was terrible. You have to save that, bro. That is an easy save for the keeper. I don't care what anyone says. Any Donnarumma, Alisson, Trafford, Pickford, flipping Ramsdale, they are saving that, bro. That's not going in between their legs. That's not going in. I know goalies make mistakes, but brother, David Raya, bro, you think David Raya is letting that in? Brother, that should not go through your legs. That was horrendous. That should not go through your legs. Joel Hatto. Apparently he can play two positions. Can play centre-back, can play left-back. To me, he's a left-back. I just don't believe he should have played at centre-back. I would have put Sarr for that. Even though Sarr was woeful in the Champions League against PSG. I'd rather put a player who's a natural centre-back and whose prime position is a centre-back than put a left-back at centre-back, because you're not doing yourself any form of good. Let's just call it for what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like when we put Reece James at centre-back, it just doesn't work. It's not the one. So I'll kind of allow you for that. I mean, it still wasn't great. Still should have done better. But, bro, when you're a left-back going to centre-back, it is a tricky one. Because it's a lot different. Because as a left-back, you're constantly going up the pitch. You're constantly in attack. Whereas as a centre-back, you're always, you have to keep a defensive line. And when you're against Beto, flipping it, he basically just got manhandled the whole time, essentially. Let's just call it for what it is. He just couldn't get anything on Beto. Let's just be real. At left-back, sorry, at centre-back, you're not the one, bro. Honestly, I couldn't play you at centre-back. Maybe against Port Vale and them teams there. Maybe like Hull and all that. But at centre-back in Premier League, nah, mate. You're more left-back to me. And you don't have the height either. You're not that tall. Let's just be real. As a centre-back, you have to be tall to win your aerial duels. That's just a given. Centre-backs have to be tall. It's just as simple as that to win their headers. It's literally just as simple and plain as that. Joao Hatto, you didn't play well. You didn't really have a good game. But yet again, it's not your proper position. So I'm not really giving you leeway. But you still should have done better. But it is what it is. Robert Sanchez. Now, I've had many conversations and thoughts about Robert Sanchez in terms of, should he even be at Chelsea? Well, for me, he shouldn't even really be at Chelsea, in my opinion. He's cost us a lot. He has cost us quite. I'm not gonna say a few. He has cost us quite a lot of games with his bozo moments, with his distribution, with his indecisive decision making, and there has been. I will give him some praise. There has been praise where he has kept us in the game. For example, that save in the Carabao Cup against Mikel Merino, he kept us in it. And if it wasn't for those saves, we wouldn't really be in it, even though we lost. There have been certain games where he has played well and he has saved us. Let's not discredit that. But bro, honestly, I gotta tell you, man to man, you shouldn't be at Chelsea Football Club. You should not be the main goalkeeper at Chelsea Football Club. You are not a title-winning goalkeeper. You're not a title-winning goalkeeper. You're at best, you scrape top 4 keeper in terms of Champions, probably not even Champions League, probably top 6 Europa League goalkeeper. We have to be honest, people. We have to be brutally honest. I mean, we just have to be real. He shouldn't be at this club. He got a 4.3. He should not be at this club. We should not have Jorgensen and Robert Sanchez as our goalkeepers. I I remember probably, 10 years ago, or even a few years before, longer than that, we had Petr Cech in goal, and our backup goalkeeper was Courtois. Courtois is now at Real Madrid, and he's basically one of the best goalkeepers in the world. And we let him go where he wants to go. I just remember, like, when we had a keeper like that, we knew we were going to win games. We knew that even in decisive moments, he would just turn up. His distribution was good. When you have a good goalkeeper, right? When you have a goalkeeper that wants to when you have a goalkeeper, that can make decisive saves, that can keep you in the game, that has good distribution, it keeps the defense calm. It's like letting the defense know, like, you know what? We've still got this. We can still win this game. And when you're a centre-back and your goalkeeper makes errors, it puts more pressure on you. Because if you give that ball away or you get tackled, you're screwed. You know that, okay, it's going to be a goal. So it's just more pressure on you. And I feel as though that's why some centre-backs, when they get the ball to their feet or when they get pressed, they just can't handle it. And I feel as though it's just aware of what the keeper's going to do. The fact that Robert Sanchez is better out of him and Jorgensen, because Jorgensen's just worse, it's a cause for concern. And for me, Chelsea have to get rid of both goalkeepers. That's as serious as it is. We have to get rid of both goalkeepers. They are just not good enough. Simple. They are just simply not good enough. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I don't want to go into Liam Rosenior's comments because we know that this manager chats waffle. You already know my thoughts on the manager. You already know that I want this manager to get sacked. It's as simple as that. I don't think he deserves to be at Chelsea Football Club. He's not the manager. He's not a winning manager. He doesn't have the winning mentality. The most he's managed is Hull and a French team called Strasbourg that's in, Ligue 1, and simple as that. He's not Chelsea quality. He cannot handle it. He's not even as good as Enzo Maresca. Enzo Maresca's way better. Even with the games that Enzo Maresca lost, he's just way better. And Maresca actually won us 2 trophies. So we've basically gone from Enzo Maresca to Liam Rosenior, where Liam Rosenior hasn't won a trophy. So it just doesn't make sense. The recruitment stinks. The owners stink. The players right now, let's be honest, half of them are in bad form and majority of them just stink. They're not good enough. It's just as simple as that. The fact we still have Badiashile and Tosin in this club just tells you everything I need to know. Sorry, and Delap. And the fact we signed Garnacho as well, just not good enough. And the fact that we got Robert Sanchez and Jorgensen. So, yeah, I'm not really surprised that we're not going to get Champions League or Europa League or any Europe. To be honest with you, right now, we're in the gutters. Everton are 2 points behind us. That's all I need to say. If you man enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on this manager. Well, I'll probably know half of your thoughts on this manager. Let me know your thoughts on the keeper, the centre-backs, who we need to sign, who needs to go. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below because it's only going to get worse from here. I don't know where we're going to win, where our next win's coming from realistically. It's just as simple like that. It is dark at Chelsea Football Club. I'll see you, man, in a bit. And peace.